following D&D campaign is rated TV MA LSVEE.
Side note,
it contains strong language, sexual situations, violence, extreme nerdiness, and evil player characters. Yeah. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
That's too much sports talk for a minute.
It was like 2 sentences.
It's like enough.
2 sentences. You're killing me.
You're killing me, Smalls. Who are you in a league with?
A bunch of guys from work. Yeah.
Cool.
Nobody picked up Latavius Murray. Anyway.
After.
Yeah. During break.
All right.
Hey!
Yay!
So I think I was able to cut it out somehow because everything seems to be working now. So hopefully.
Good. Excellent.
I have also tweeted.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, that's a good idea. I shall too tweet.
Oh, thank you kindly.
We shall all be tweeters.
All
the Twitters.
Can you guys hear this fan? Is it too noisy?
Can't hear it
I
at
don't
all.
hear it at all.
Okay.
I think you're good. Okay.
You're
So
Gucci.
I will include a little bit of the Eri update from the very tail end of last episode. So I had to do a roll for you. I'm so sorry, Eri.
No, don't.
Okay.
Don't
But it worked out. It turned interesting. So I wish it was every day. Last week's session involved Thaxl and Aga sorting out their conflict. With the Reapers on the way, they worked together. Aga led, Thaxl and Nobella followed in the shadows. Back to the place where Aga had been staying, along with an individual that runs the house there.
That's right.
Gosh, I have his name
with
here,
his
but
creepy live fish granola bars.
Yeah, a large buggish insect demon.
Richard?
Rupert. Thank you,
Rupert.
Yep.
Yep.
And so on and so forth. They got healed up a bit and went back to the estate to address some of the issues at hand. Now, Aga didn't have the book on him. Thaxl still wanted to know. They were discussing the book when she got to the point where she wanted to know where it was. He said, it's safe. It's not on me. Thaxl asked Tassos, start searching for it. Thaxl and Tassos ended up finding it after Thaxl used speak with plants and talked to a number of plants in the backyard to see if any of them spotted anything. The book was booby-trapped with a few nasty spells, and if it was open to a page where bookmark was, but Aga determined that with his identify spell. Hooray. They cast Dispel on it. Let's see. There was a bracket that was missing off the back that had been there at some point before, but wasn't any longer. Almost like a filigree on the binding of the book. A long conversation ensued with Nobella, Aga, Rhea was there, and Thaxl sort of trying to break down this book, understand it, figure out what to do, where to go from here. And the conversation came up about souls, selling them, buying them, how devils, operate. That's a form of currency for devils. And Aga mentioned that you can actually sell someone else's soul, and that's just part of how it works. Now, I had Eri, who had been, quietly in the library area, skulking about, overheard this, and flew out of the library, upset and pissed, assuming not knowing that beforehand. At the very end of the episode, or as the episode progressed, I had Eri in her room yelling at the thing inside her head, and and smashing things and having this erupting power, cracked windows and stuff, just with this rage. Like, are you kidding me? Is this what happened? So on and so forth. At the very end of the episode, all went quiet down there, and Aga went down there. I think that he was looking for Rhea, and Rhea had walked by earlier and just checked in, but Eri was not in a place to be heard. So now Eri did a roll and became fully possessed by the creature that was in her. Aga entered the room, and Eri was just had her back to him. She was looking out the window and was like, "Oh, hello, Aga." Of course, it's this possessed creature. And so he takes his shield out, being wary, and clears the floor a bit as he's heading over so he can't trip on anything. And he's like, "Is everything all right?" And Eri was like, "I'm fine." Just the moonlit glow around her form as she's just looking out these cracked windows. And he came up and said, "Eri, turn around, please." Now, mind you, Aga had been talking in the library earlier about overthrowing some of the demon lords and possibly, earning his way up.
But that was after Eri left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping and praying.
Nice. And so Eri turned and said, "Ah, yes, well, I'd hate to have you have to talk about me behind my back." And she turned around and faced him, and this billowing smoke came up from underneath her form and her cloak. Her eyes were black smoke, or red, with like orange and yellow slit pupils. And the temperature, the flames that were smoke beforehand turned to these cold blue flames, and the temperature dropped in the room. Smoky like flames billowing off of her. Aga, of course, recognizing this possibly as his father in hell, Mephistopheles. So Eri, still being a little bit unaware of this, is sort of in this possessed state, and we left that there. And elsewhere, we had Tassos, who had taken the book to go lock it up. Thaxl arrived just a couple minutes after him, back to their room where they were securing the safe. So the safe was wide open. Tassos was nowhere to be found. She called out to him, no answer, but somewhere else it was revealed that Tassos, somewhere, almost felt his ears itching as though someone was talking about him, holding the filigree golden binding to that book. When they were in the river together and they found the book, that had knocked off, and he had the part that is the possessy part. He had the book in his hand dispelled, but he was clipping that possessy part back on the book, feeling that only Tassos has the power to control this book. Only he is suited for all the power that lies within. And that's where we ended last session. Oh my gosh.
So, quick question. So,
Yeah.
does Thaxl know this, or it was like cut to
It was a
Tassos?
cut to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But so Thaxl, Nobel, and Ray are still in the house, and it's me and Aga in the room.
Yes.
Me, in a sense, in the room. I'm
Yes.
kind of there.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So, if it's okay, if you don't mind, I might do a little, just borrow Eri for a minute to roleplay Mephistopheles.
Absolutely.
Okay, neat. And then we'll cut back in here for you.
Sorry, just one more question.
Yeah,
So
please.
basically, I was in the library. All of that, they were getting worked out of the book in the yard, and that's kind of when I overheard Aga say something about that. I went to the room, lost my shit, and then Aga came in.
Yep.
Okay, so is there anything you want to message me in terms of like when I lost my shit, what he said to me, or what I was made aware of during that time before he took over? Is there anything?
No one said anything to you. I think you just overheard it.
No, I meant
He had a
I meant-
conversation with her.
Oh,
Yeah. Let me
I don't talk to a lot of outside people.
right. I gotcha.
let me
Sorry. I'm not fully here right now.
I will send you a message. There wasn't anything specific, but there was an overall feeling of his side of that whole conversation. So yes, I'll message you that for sure. Okay, so I will do a little opening scene, and then we can get underway. All right. Night wraps the city streets and alleys in darkness. Footsteps brush across cobbled stones. Tassos fading away into the horizon of the city. Moonlight outlining his form as he advances steadily toward an unknown destination. Back in the estate, a cold, smoky fire billows from beneath Eri's cloak, engulfing her form. Fully possessed, the being within confronts Aga. So, really quick recap. All right. So I think
Damn it, Anna.
Awesome. I think we'll start with the being and Aga confrontation. The room is very cold. There is, the little layer of ice, condensation and ice forming and crackling across the broken windows, and some frost particles starting to gleam in the moonlight as they float around the room. Door slams shut behind you.
Do I recognize who this is?
You got a pretty good idea. I think you've experienced them enough to.
Okay. So I think Aga's first instinct is going to be like, shield gets thrown on the back, and he just, hits the ground in a kneel. And, my lord, I had not known that this was your vessel.
Clearly. Aga.
Had I known, I would have worked much harder to protect her.
She is safe. This one will stay safe.
And he's like eyes on the floor, like just trying to avoid being looked at because he doesn't want any questions being asked. He doesn't want to have to answer them while making eye contact.
Aga. What fruit do you bring for me? Do you yield your work here? Is it time to return?
None yet, but I think I may have the soul of one who tried to protect himself from death.
Huh.
Surely a high price in hell.
Yes, it's fools.
I also seek a few contracts that you have had signed.
Good.
One known as Ronin. I'm currently working on hunting.
Yes. Still within the city, she is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You find yourself in quite a comfortable living situation, yes?
Much more comfortable than the hells.
Be sure it doesn't make you soft.
He'll kind of like look up and smirk at that. And finally, he'll make eye contact and he'll go, "Never soft."
Aga, I have a task for you.
I'm sorry. Aga will just kind of wait. He won't say anything.
He's gonna sort of Ares form kind of floats over like a Voldemort snake-like floaty across the floor up to like a foot and a half away from your face, rises up. Ares form kind of floats up off the ground. Below her feet is just this trail of smoke that's billowing down and covering the entire floor now with about a half a foot of this blue smoky flame.
Even when he approaches, Aga's going to stay on one knee.
Okay. You feel there's a bit of pain with this smoke that kind of washes, and you're accustomed to this anyway. It's this fire that burns so hot it feels cold, creeping up over you, and it'll pass when it's gone. But for the time being, it's something that you endure. But I don't know. Perhaps you're not up to the task. You see you're thinking.
Aga will just patiently wait. At this point, though, he's maintaining eye contact because there's no questions being asked.
Okay.
So.
I will let you know soon. Soon. Stay close to this one. She is important. Yes.
He nods.
Eri sort of turns her back, cloak flowing behind her. And Aga. Take me down if you can. I invite you to climb the ranks. But remember, obedience is the path to power. And you're not powerful enough yet.
He'll kind of, at this point, now that he knows, he'll go, obedience is the path to subservience. Power comes from independence, and you know it. There's only one person you serve, but like all others, I am unafraid of the climb.
Think what you will. All the ice that formed on the windows for tracks, the smoke and everything pulls back into Eri, but not before you feel in your very core, just below your heart, the same flame ignites in there and starts to sizzle and burn from the very inside out, feeling this complete wave of terrible pain wash out over you. There's this sick, good feeling of being cleansed almost that comes with it, but it's this terrible, terrible pain. And you feel the power gap stretch out from you to this being that feels like an eternity right now. Everything pulls back in, and Eri, all you recall, Eri, the last thing you remember is in fact arguing with this being, demanding answers. This being was incredibly dodgy, for one that's often so talkative. Yeah. And it actually started to get obstinate, like it was upset and almost affronted that you dared ask questions, to the point where, but you weren't backing down, you wanted answers. So it attempted to possess you to shut this down for the time being. So you remember all of that.
And then it just goes dark.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come to and I'm in front of Aga in my room.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Aga will
What are you
kind of
doing
stand up slowly.
Why are you kneeling? Why are you on the floor?
Well, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Let's clean up first. And he'll kind of look around the room because it's really a mess.
No,
isn't it?
Eri because he's the one I heard. Aga is the one talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knew everything, right? And then.
Yeah, Aga's the one that was saying, "Oh yeah, you can sell someone else's soul."
Yeah. Oh no. Eri slams him up against the wall.
He's not going to fight. Literally anything Eri does from this point forward, he's like, yep, whatever you want. Yeah.
What is
He's
this?
against-
Why are you in here?
Oh, I heard a noise, so I came to check on you, and you weren't you.
What do you mean I wasn't me?
I mean, I just had a conversation with the thing you're normally talking to.
He talks to you? You talk to him? Oh, now you're quiet? Now you're quiet?
I'm not sure how much of his ability to press on your mind he just expended. He's a lord of hell. It's a long way to reach.
What?
the thing in your head, or soul, or wherever it is.
I don't know. It's just a voice that gives me powers and tortures me if I don't obey it, and then asks me to do things. And sometimes we have this agreement. It's a
Aga's like
nothing.
Aga's like, as you're talking about like the torture and like the do what he says kind of thing, you just see like a really pained expression cross over Aga's normally like rather impassive face, and he's like, "That's him. His name is Mephistopheles."
You have a name. Other people know your name. Again, fine. Silence.
Mm-hmm.
Does he talk to you? Do you talk to him? Is he in your head? Is it like...
He's not in my head. He's in my blood. And he'll kind of like gesture at his horns and his...
Yeah, I mean, I've read about demons and the...
I'm descended from his bloodline. I think...
Am I? Like, I had parents.
Looking at Eri, she's a human, right? Yeah? No, you are not descended from him. At least
so
not nearly as closely as I was.
He just likes little girls' heads? How much do you know? I mean, did you raised by, like...
I wasn't raised by him specifically, but I was raised by those who work for him. Let's do this slowly. You have a lot of questions. Yes, he's a Lord of Hell. He's particularly proficient in the arcane magic side of things.
Well, no shit.
Yes, well, all of the Lords of Hell have a significant amount of magic. He's really good at book learning. Study the history of magic, hidden secrets within magic, that kind of thing. That's his forte.
Yeah, he kind of passed it on, and I give the book.
I hate to say this, but I have a feeling that you're a lot less of somebody he's passing something on to and more of somebody he's taking. You're a vessel, not a tool. Like that moment that you can't remember that we just had a conversation? He'd love for it to be like that all the time.
Is it still completely blank in my head? He's not responding.
You have like a horror movie kind of like scratchy, like shot to shot to shot, like little flashes, really fuzzy of conversation, of the glass freezing, of Aga's face, of the smoke billowing out. But nothing concrete.
I didn't do this.
Neither did I.
No, you clearly seem to be choosing this.
No.
What do you mean no? Nobody is like inside of you. You have choices.
He's gonna grab Eri's hand and lift up a plate of his armor so that the strap that like to take it off is visible, and he's gonna go put her hand on it and go, pull my armor off. Undo that strap.
I have the strength of 8. I couldn't pull that armor off of you if I wanted to normal.
You could. Normal plate armor would come off.
What are you again? Sorry.
Tiefling.
That's my bad for not having a portrait.
Yeah. No, I'm a 6'2" blue tiefling with blue white metal horns because they're plated in electrum, and he's covered in plate mail that looks like ice.
So just to be clear, we have a 6'2" tiefling in plate mail and a 4'11" 13-year-old girl having an altercation. So when I shove him, it's his hips.
Yeah. Awesome.
And he's just kind of like, oh no, I'm being pushed around.
Great, that's super uncomfortable to sleep in. I don't care. You don't have a voice in your head who apparently now is using your body. Not the same thing here.
I think
you just said I was a vessel, a tool, not even a tool. Thanks for that, by the way.
Just trying to help you understand your own situation. I'm sure it's confusing and scary. I know it's confusing and scary.
How do you know?
This life that you've lived, how long has this voice been in your head?
We're going on. Sorry, I have to actually think about this. She was like 12.
So she had 12 years of a normal life?
Yeah.
Okay, so if she expresses that, Aga will go,
I don't know. It was 12. It's been 5 or 6 years now, maybe a few more. I haven't aged, clearly.
I wasn't even born on this plane. This world that you live on, I wasn't born here. I was born where he is.
All I know about him is that he's in my head.
You know what hell is?
Yeah. Yes, I know what hell is.
That's where I was born. My soul was forfeit from the moment I was born. I was under the control, tutelage, and torture of devils from birth. I understand.
You understand, shitty parent.
No. I understand not having a choice. The wonderful thing about devils is that they follow a code. Even he does. And you see him kind of struggle to like not say something rude about him because he knows that he's listening now. And and he'll go, you can always free yourself one way or another.
Give me. What do you have on him? I need.
I mean, that's a big question. What do you want?
You're asking me what do I want to know about the voice that's been in my head, making me do magic and scarring me and like leading me? Yes, I literally want everything.
Okay.
I don't mean that figuratively.
Okay. I'll look around the room. Are there any chairs?
There's probably some sitting implements somewhere tumbled over.
Okay.
Or...
So I'll grab one of the chairs off the floor and I'll set it down like next to the bed. And I'll gesture at the bed and I'll say, have a seat. We're going to be here a while. And then if
We
Eri...
can continue to do that for...
Yeah. I will literally stay up as long as it takes to tell her every inch of everything I know about Mephistopheles from his Aga's time in hell and all of that. And I figure Mephistopheles is in her head, so there's nothing wrong with telling Eri anything about me that I don't want used against me. So at some point, Anna, I will send you a small write-up on the little bit of history about his life in hell and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then anything Eri should know about who this is, and obviously, like, we'll just go through the, pretty much, I'm guessing, the night, or whatever time it is. And
However long Eri keeps asking questions, he'll keep answering them.
What time of day is it?
Oh, it's kind of late at night. It is. In fact, I wrote it down. It's very specifically 10:39 at night.
Eri doesn't let him leave until, like, we're probably going into the next, like, late morning. I don't care if we're exhausted.
It's 10 o'clock the next morning. It's full 12 hours later.
I pace every once in a while. It's hard to sit still. Every once in a while, I'll like kind of I'll insight check to see if I get anything from him, and then straight up like in my head ask the voice if he's lying or if like he's an enemy of him, like trying to see if the voice communicates back. But I insight check him pretty much every time.
And Aga, do you feel that you'd be entirely honest, or would you rather just do a secretive roll in case you don't want to say whether or not you're being honest, and she can?
We can compete roles.
No, actually, I think honestly, in this position, Aga's not necessarily a good guy, but he's literally watching somebody go through the same thing he went through in his childhood.
Gotcha.
And he's just gonna be 100% honest. Like, it hurts too much to lie to somebody like that.
Okay. You find that area that he seems to be being honest. Currently, the voice is distant, but it does acknowledge certain things and it ignores you when it comes to other things. Whenever it comes to a topic, anything related to how you ended up in this situation, no reply. If it's something that's basic information, effectively he's confirming the things that are going to help him and support him and your role that he has in mind for you. So he confirms. He gives. He actually wouldn't ever give the name. If Aga does, then we can take.
Well, he said that was the first thing. I said, "Who the fuck is this?" And he told. I was like, "That's your name."
Yeah.
Okay.
I said Mephistopheles was his name
Okay.
right away.
He doesn't reply to that one either. But most of the other stuff about devils and hell and power, patrons and such, he acknowledges.
How certain are you that this is meth head?
Meth head. He'll kind of chuckle at that. I'm certain.
I mean, he seems pretty powerful. He can kind of give any illusion. I mean, he's in my fucking head and body. Is it is it instinct? Like, did you? I mean, like.
I just talked to him, Eri. He spoke through you. He knew me. He knew what I was talking about. He knew my plans. He's a devil. It's a good idea every once in a while because it feels good to just remind him to go fuck himself.
Oh, we've been through that for a while now.
Yeah.
It's
Feels
like
nice.
a constant thing. Like, it comes and goes, but like it's always there. And like sometimes we have conversations and sometimes he's like, I mean, like, again, some people are assholes and I don't mind doing bidding.
Well,
But also, like, clearly I didn't want this. And as you typically, nobody ever really sees Eri without long sleeves, like kind of like collared, like long dresses, long sleeves. And I think only maybe Rhea and potentially like Thaxl seen them. But like all of her spells are kind of scarred into her. This is how I learned and learn and continue to grow.
Aga will kind of like pull at some of his armor, and particularly there's a bad like frostbite scar on like the side of his neck that upon closer inspection looks like there might be like teeth in it, like teeth marks. And he'll go, that's his favorite way to teach. The hierarchy in hell operates off of who's the stronger one. He's a tough motherfucker.
Sometimes he's a pushover.
No, he's only a pushover when he wants you to think he's a pushover. And that's something I do want to make very, very clear about him right now. When he doesn't talk about something, focus on it. It's something he's avoiding on purpose.
Like his fucking name?
Yep. Find out everything you can about him if he's trying to hide information from you. After all, he's the one that taught me how powerful information is. Hey, Dan. I'm going to pull out my spell book and open it. Nothing's been erased, has it?
You flip through, and nope. There's and no, that is okay for now.
Okay, and I did rip out the page in what's his face's spell book that had his insignia on it.
Yes.
Okay, so I do have that. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that's still there and everything. Okay, put it back.
Do you want to serve him? Do you want to like be him?
have a feeling if you kill him, you have to take his place. I don't think there's an option there.
So you,
I'd really, and like for the first, like Aga's like a very like non-emotional dude, and he does not really show a lot of emotions. But you see like a Thaxl level rage in him right now. He's like, I'd love to kill him.
I just wanted answers. I've been searching for years. I knew about deals with demons. I knew roughly what I was, but when you know nothing...
He's not a demon. That's an important distinction.
All I knew were roughly about demons or deals that you could make with powerful beings. I've met some similar people, but none that like they didn't make deals with, or that if they did, like they knew and were aware of their, like had a vision of their bidding or whatever. I'm not dumb. Like I've been researching this and finding as much information as I can. I don't know, like, for Eri's background, like, how much it was involved before, but, like, I woke up in a house on fire. Everybody was dead. My brothers, my mom, my dad. It was just gone. And then a voice just said, keep going. That's all. My hands on fire.
I don't know. I don't know how you became what you are. We can find out. Clearly, well, I don't know about clearly, but my guess would be he doesn't want you to find out. Now, I'm sure he's been, at least to some degree, answering your questions, because I'm sure you've been asking them.
He answers about how I've helped do bidding. People have made deals with him, I know, and I've either taken care of situations
I meant
for
tonight,
him.
while we're talking. I'm sure you asked him whether or not I was being truthful. I imagine having a voice in your head for 5-6 years makes you talk to them. What did he say?
He won't confirm his name, but that's been ongoing again forever.
I don't
agree with what you've said about how you kind of come up and how situations like this work, which is the most confirmation I think I'll ever get.
Probably. You're probably not wrong there.
You know, you can have a conversation with me, like, go into his body.
God, I hope not.
Oh, would that be rough for you? Oh, I'm sorry. She sits down, like a little upset about like how snarky she's being, like knowing that he's in pain too about all of this, but like can't help it. Like
He'll kind of like start like invisible broom, like prestidigitationing the room.
Nice.
Just like the dirt just kind of like into nothing as he kind of magics its away.
Nice.
yeah, if he doesn't endure, I mean, yeah.
Exactly. He's just kind of like trying to focus on something else because he recognizes the anger.
At some point, I think she kind of realizes like there's enough questions, because we don't have to go through the whole thing. Like there's enough questions, and that we have to leave the room because we've been sitting there for 12 hours. And I don't care if people came to the door or asked how we were doing or messaged or anything. Nobody was getting in the room. Nobody was responded to besides the fact that we're alive. That was it. Unless Aga wanted to, but Eri wasn't going to really let him leave the room. Or
Like I said, whatever Eri's down for, Aga's down for now.
So I assume now it's 12 hours later, depending on what other people are doing for us.
Aga will sigh heavily and say, I need a nap.
Nice. All right. So while over the course of the night, while Aga and Eri were having this conversation, one one answer would just bring about more questions for Eri and back, and it was just a long parade of answer seeking. I'll say that while that was playing out, Nobella was upstairs, so everything's gotten relatively quiet outside of Eri's room, so I don't think anyone would have come back to check. Nobella, you were going to bed? You bounced?
Nobella was first going to contact her patron.
Right, okay, and they gave you the information you think
I think, and then I was going to ask another...
Oh
yeah, so she was going to ask him about the thing and see if he wanted it. It's the last question that I messaged you.
Oh, okay. I will go double check that. And while
secrets.
Nice. All right. Here we go. All right. Okay. Oh gosh, you're such a complicated thing.
Just yes or no. Does he want it? Yes or no?
No. Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
I was just trying to think. I've got this whole I can't talk about it, but I just had to process who was what and when is where. But yeah, no, he doesn't have an interest. Yeah.
Okay. Let me make double sure that I got. Okay. All right. So she's gonna double check the location of where they're supposed to meet him, and then she will sleep.
Okay. Thaxl, we'll backtrack to when it all began here at night, 10:39 or whatever it was p.m. And you called out to Thaxl. You were only a couple minutes behind him, but he's not here. The book is not here.
Called up to Tassos?
No answer.
Okay. I would walk around. Call him again. Tassos. Hello.
Nothing.
I will wave down one of the servants.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, yes. Did you see a tall, strapping gentleman walk through recently?
Well, there are a few here.
You really can't miss this one. He's dashing, brown hair, may have been shirtless. And
Oh, yes. Of course.
that one.
I saw him earlier this eve. However, the last I saw, he was. I was dusting in the hallway here, and he went into your room. That was maybe 5-6 minutes ago now.
Yeah, he's not there. Pretty sure I checked.
He hasn't come out, ma'am. I saw you go in a couple minutes later.
I hope this isn't a new game that we're playing. I really hope it is. Okay.
Well, if you need any furniture readjusted or repaired, please let me know. I'm becoming quite proficient at it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Bye.
Hey, Ben.
I'll go back and head to the balcony.
Okay. The door is ajar. It wasn't clasped shut as it was before here.
Okay. Okay, I'll walk out on the balcony. Is he there?
No.
Dang it. Okay. I look down on the grounds. Do I see him around walking or...
You can make an investigation check.
Okay. Oh. 16.
Definitely not on the grounds, and there are enough roads and alleyways nearby where if he had a few minute head start, it might be kind of difficult to spot him from here. If he's going somewhere.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Since we did take a short rest earlier, I have my wild shapes back. So I'm going to head outside and turn into a direwolf.
Okay.
We'll do that. And see if I can't track him.
Nice. All right, you do get a small running start and leap off, one foot up on the railing, the other in front, one knee up ahead of the other one, and like an anime jump as you shift form through the air, landing on all four in direwolf form, twice, 2-3 times the size of Thaxl. And I guess make a perception check with advantage if you're going by scent. I'm sure you know scent.
Ooh. 27.
Oh, jeez. Okay. You do catch his scent. It was actually really high DC.
Yay!
Given some things, but that's a really good roll. Okay.
It's a good puppy.
It's a good bobbers.
That's awesome.
I'm a good bobber.
You would have to cross the moat and head out in a different direction than you headed before. You went directly past the backyard, like straight out of your balcony and straight through into the center of the city last time. This time it's off to the northwest, which would be like a left-hand turn for you, away from the backyard of the estate.
Okay. I take off running.
Okay.
I move 50 feet as a direwolf.
Okay. You make a running leap and get about a third across the moat. Sploosh, doggy paddle the rest. Get up out of the water on the other side. Shake off massive mist blizzard from a giant direwolf shaking all the water off. And continue on your pursuit. Let's see. I guess everyone else has things they're doing, so I will continue with that. You are currently following his trail. Let me make a roll for Tassos. You get some looks as being a direwolf running through the city. Not anything they're completely, unfamiliar with them. But surprising nevertheless. Let's see. You're about 5 minutes behind, but how fast was the speed again?
50.
Ooh, okay. And are you going full dash?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me think. Tassos has still doesn't beat your speed. Okay. So Tassos has a thing. He can do roughly 90 each thing. Now, he wasn't walking for the first part of this, but started picking up his pace after he got out of the prime ring. So you find your way to the edge of the prime ring, and you'll have to continue pursuing him down into the next ring. I assume you'll continue until you catch up?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's running now, so you have 10 feet of movement on him per round. So it's going to be a little bit of time for you to catch up. It's actually going to take you all the way out to the Nexus.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Why am I back here?
The smells and scents, especially in direwolf form, are so ornery, so foul. It's a little more difficult to keep his scent. However, again, with the 27, you're on point with that. I would just ask you to do a survival check, if you would, now that you're here in the Nexus, and you can do that with advantage too, being a direwolf. And this is more for the tracking, as it's less about scent now and more about
15.
Okay. You were running through the Nexus, which is essentially just turns into the desert at one point, after the very weak outer wall. Very difficult to navigate through here, especially for a direwolf. Lots of narrow turns and twists and alleyways and carts everywhere. And you see in the distance, about 200 feet away, as you exit the Nexus and you're on the borderline of where people check in out in the desert, and you see 3 people mounting horses on the horizon in the moonlight. One of them clearly, Tassos' frame inside and out. Literally. So, that's him.
Okay.
He's pulls up a satchel up over his shoulder, and they're getting ready to ride off on horses.
I will book it and then howl at the same time.
Ooh, both moons are out, so it's a double full moon.
Perfect.
Tonight, yeah. Oh, and this resonating. Ooh, awesome. Terrible howls.
Booking.
Tassos looks back and nods to the other 2, and they turn off from where he's riding and they start riding towards you. You're probably only about 60 feet out from Tassos as you encounter these other 2 riders. 2 of the folks that you saw out in the street beforehand, some of his hench people. Looking to stop you.
Oh. I'm going to try to zigzag around, go this way and then cut him off and go this way.
Ooh, okay.
Trying as I can to get around them and still keep.
Make an acrobatics check.
Oh, God. I don't have a... Wait, what is acrobatics? Dex? Okay. 10.
That's okay. They got a 4 and a 6.
Oh, thank God. Fucking shit.
All right. So they're not accustomed to this, especially dancing with a direwolf, as it were. So they whoa, and their horses buck, and you just continue on past them. They're trying to calm their horses and turn around, but you leave them in the dust because they need a minute to do that. Closing in on Tassos, who's riding away on the horse now. You race up next to him in the beautiful, cool weather. It's actually September now, and so the weather's transitioning over to this cool fall weather, but it's extra chilly because it's a desert at night. Both moons are out on this cloudless night sky, and the 2 of you are just racing across open plains of open dunes here of sand. And you pacing next to him.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun. In my head, this is super romantic, but at the same time, I'm pissed. I am going to try to chomp at the leg of the horse to knock him down.
Awesome. Make an attack. Yeah, it's just a straight up attack. Bite or whatever your thing is.
Ooh! 19 plus something. 24? 24. And you need to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh, nice. Okay, well that definitely hits the horse. Go ahead and roll the damage on that. Horse, what type of saving throw?
Strength.
Okay, a 12.
And he fails, so he is knocked prone. And, 6. 4, so 10 plus 13 points of damage, piercing damage.
The horse survives. However,
Oh, good.
yeah. And you kind of
Wasn't meaning to kill it.
They're weak. But and it whinnies a little bit and then tumbles over from the force. You pulled the leg back as it was running, with Tassos in tow, getting run under the horse a time or two before the horse kicks off and kind of limps off to the side, turning around, heading back towards the city. Tassos is just he's not unconscious, but he's in a bit of pain and knocked out flat on his back. One leg sort of bent underneath the other one.
Whoops.
Not broken, just he's.
I don't care. He ran off. Okay. Do I see? Do I see anything that fell off him?
Satchel still, he tightened it up good, very well,
Okay.
so it's snug on his back, underneath his back as he's laying down on it.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to him, snarling. And I'm going to act like I'm gonna bite him, but just really try to grab the satchel off of him.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Let's do a sort of a grapple move for this to try and pull that off. So if you do an athletics check.
Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's good with that. 26.
Wow. Okay, he got a 25.
Oh my god!
Because he's really good at this stuff, but he's has a hamper to it because he's lying down. And he kind of rolls out of the way, but you get one fang hooked underneath the band, and you're able to start pulling it. So you kind of pull him up with it. And he's kind of pushing on your face, but you feel the pause in his touch. Pause. But he's like, trying to fend off and get away, but you also feel him just recognizing you for a minute and sort of that inner conflict.
True love.
I want to rip off that satchel.
Okay.
Tugging.
All right, you pull, and he's trying to resist back. Ultimately, you get it pulled off since you rolled a little higher.
Okay. I take it. And oh god, is there a way that I can put my paw on it, on the satchel?
You can, if you put it on the ground, you can get your paw in there, sure.
Okay, yeah.
No, it's not safe. I need that.
I snarl.
Oh. And again, you see a not Tassos face. These are none of the expressions he usually makes. His mannerisms, his gestures, his facial expressions. You just see this little hint of Tassos behind his eyes, only when he makes direct eye contact with you.
Oh, God. Do I spot briefly if the riders are headed back my way?
Slowly, but you two are really booking it. So
okay.
You've got a few rounds before anyone gets here.
I get. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm gonna roll for this.
He scrambles up and goes for the book bag.
I guess I say I'm going to drop out and reach in and grab the book real quick and hold it.
Okay. As he was going for the book, doing so with a direwolf frame in mind, you shift down to Thaxl's eyes, and he just ends up tackling you. You, the book, and he go tumbling, grappled together, just sort of down the edge of a dune for like a good 15, 20 feet, rolling one over the other before you both land at the end. And he, can you roll just athletics or acrobatics quickly? I just want to see who comes out on top on this. I think it's going to be you.
Probably not. 7.
Oh, okay. So Tassos somehow manages to come out on top, and he's sort of, that pins, like he's laying down on top of you, like hands on your shoulders, pressing himself up. Like, that book isn't safe for anyone else. You gotta trust me. Miss, give me this book.
No. Get off. Oh. And my grip has tightened even more on the book. Mm-hmm. And I'm touching the book, bare hands, everything.
Okay.
I told you to put this in the safe, and you didn't listen to me.
I wouldn't be safe in there.
I beg to differ. You were gonna leave?
I've got to protect everyone.
Yeah, that's my job. This is my problem. I trusted you to put this in the safe, and you betrayed me. You know I don't like when people betray me, right?
Of course I don't, but this book is disaster.
Yeah, this is my book. This is my problem. This is not your family. This is my family that I'm trying to bring or seek revenge. Or I had a whole line, damn it.
He does look really sharp in this moonlight. The sky above. It may be difficult to concentrate.
It is. It so is. You can't have this book. Don't make me regret trusting you with it, Tassos.
Make a persuasion check with 13 advantages. No, with 13. Advantage. Yeah.
Oh, heavens.
This will be interesting. You two have a connection that may circumvent some of this book's.
10. I'm not good at charisma.
That's okay. We'll see what Tassos gets.
Do you have any luck points left?
All right, this one is this.
I do have a luck.
I think, okay. So here's Tassos' connection roll. But if you want to use your luck, go ahead and use luck too. That's fine.
Can I grant her the inspiration that I gained by rolling?
Absolutely.
You can have my inspiration die, Thaxl.
I don't need it. Oh, that's so sweet.
Come on, man. This is Tassos. You need it.
Oh, I know. Okay. Oh, fucking shit. Christ.
Oh,
balls.
Sword Thief just thubbed. He said
Thubbed?
Subbed.
I did
and he wants
again.
you to use his, which is now a D14.
Hers.
This is a D10 and a D4, and you add them together.
Hers.
And mine is a D10.
Hers. Oh, right. I'm sorry. Shame on me. I'm so sorry,
okay,
Sword.
hold on.
Do you
I know
roll
this
2D10 and a D4 and add those as well?
2D10. A D4.
Good lord.
Why is it D4?
Here's a D14. That's the subscriber. So she just gave you a fort.
And then this is from Aga, and can I use my subscribe if I need it? Because I subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what.
Oh, the love, yes. Can you feel?
I don't like those faces you're making.
Hold on.
They're
so
all
rolled
ones.
a 5. Shut up! Rolled a 5 after my luck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's still an advantage roll. You still pick the highest one.
I know.
So it's the highest roll you made on the D20 plus all 3 of those other dice.
I know. What if it's a match?
That's the number.
We poured everything into this, Thaxl.
Okay, I'm going to use mine as well. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And okay. 10, 24.
24. Okay. And what's extra beautiful is with Tassos's modifier, it's a 24 with this nat 20.
Fucking shit!
So, with the magic that is the love between Tassos and Thaxl, and the universe clearly, as everything lines up for the two of them, you see him sort of this whatever this other Tassos is kind of start to shatter, and we like Thaxl. He kind of leans up a little bit more and kind of rolls off to the side so he's not, pinning you in an unfun way. Thaxl, what are we doing out here? What am I doing out here?
Do you remember anything from when you left with the book? As I'm still clutching it.
I just, if you can make a wisdom saving throw, Thaxl, please. I was going to lock that book up in the safe, and I just remember a strange feeling washing over me. What'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Okay. You feel the pull, but you don't get drawn into that line of thinking.
Okay, good.
And it's just like, it feels like I was chosen somehow to take care of this book. Like, it's just dangerous. And these images of you getting hurt or dying, and I know you could take care of yourself plenty. I didn't make those images any less jarring. Just kept dancing through my head, and I thought, I've got to get this out of here. I can keep this thing safe and keep everyone safe. But after that, I don't remember till I saw you, just your eyes.
Where were you trying to go?
I don't even know. Away, I guess.
Okay. Okay. I am just gonna thank the lucky stars and the moon. The moon is so bright and beautiful. Both moons.
Yeah.
That I am perceptive as fuck, and I'm really great at tracking. We'll just chalk it up to a little side adventure, and I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna take this bag. Can I have that bag? Okay.
Thaxl, we've got to be careful with this book, and he puts his hand on your hand on the book.
No, I'm gonna slap it away.
If you can make a wisdom saving throw, another.
Damn it. 19.
Okay. You feel those, not quite the same urges that you felt in the past when you hold this book, nor does Tassos with his pathetic roll. This is different. This is a feeling of the power of this book invigorating you both, filling both of you up, and almost being overwhelmed, as though at one point it transitions from this energy of the book pouring into you to a feeling of you being poured into the book. And then out in the desert, under the two moons, your two forms into the book.
What?
The two guards, or two mafia people, come riding out. They ride past the horse. They look around. Let's see what they... Okay. One of them says to the other, well, I'm sure they're out this way. Let's get some more folk out here and start a proper search. I gotta go use the bathroom anyway. And we go and hit our bio break.
No! Damn it! No!
All right, guys.
It was nice knowing all of y'all.
It was a great last session for Thaxl. Turns out we're having a new member join now.
Fuck you. I will be back.
Awesome. All right. So for those
It's
that don't
okay. We just need to make another journey to another demi.
I mean, I hope this is like the final nail in the coffin when Eri has to have another conversation about Thaxl's impulsiveness and how to like, yes,
Hey, it was out of.
let's run out alone, not tell anybody where they're going.
Well, you and Aga were having a conversation, and
Yeah, to be fair, you were ignoring everybody.
you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I supposed to do?
You mean
He was gonna.
Talk to one of the other people in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no.
the servant literally, like this is
No.
going to be Eri as Anna. I cannot wait for like that, like just that like so good conversations to be like, somehow I told you so just doesn't quite fit.
That's awesome. Oh, it's amazing.
Yet another session where we're like, Thaxl, you really need.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
All right. Yeah, so for those that don't know, we take like an 8 to 10 minute bio break, and when we get back, we'll pick up somewhere and see what's going on. Awesome. All right, catch y'all
Just
shortly.
slaps.
I'm gonna make some coffee. Ooh, my cheeks hurt. Too much smiling.
Oh my goodness, there's so much to process.
Right?
Well, because I've had Eri in my head. We'll come back.
Sourcey. I just spilled some coffee on my table trying to bring an overfilled cup out, and it looks almost exactly like the paint splash behind the Mad Bird logo.
Oh, cool.
Went everywhere.
So Dan, while we wait to jump back into this crazy game tonight, I thought it might be kind of fun to suss out some questions that I needed to clarify. Have you been hearing me at all this whole time?
Nope, my bad.
None of them. I thought it might be fun before we jump back into the game to clarify some things that I'd need for fleshing out the last bit of Aga's backstory.
Oh, okay, shoot.
Okay, so, oh god, where did my stuff go? I've got like a clipboard over here of all my D&D things.
Nice.
Oh. Basically, so, okay. So, a few questions I think aren't too spoilery.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Aga's calling Mephistopheles his father because that's the only connection he has to his bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Is he actually his father?
Oh, like directly, like knock boots with your mom? Well, first I'd ask how much, like if you already have someone in mind for that, or if it's open for me to do something with. Okay.
Aga doesn't know, but it would change the context of his birth.
Okay.
You know, if he was just born in hell by one of his servants, then he's just another, you know. But if he was, you know, his son, then that's a different story.
Eri would have asked this specifically, his exact relationship to.
Aga doesn't know. This is for Bob.
Let's see. So, some of that is going to be revealed, but I can say not a direct son.
Okay.
Definitely in the bloodline, might be closer relation than most that just have his blood in their bloodline in there, so they're a tiefling. But not as direct as a son.
Okay. Okay. And then my plan was literally for his mother to be dead.
Okay.
But it could be that Aga thought she was dead. Up to you. And then I need to know
Nice.
Of the two backgrounds that I have, the backgrounds, the
Classes.
Oh, hello, Sophie.
Puppies.
Come here. No, she doesn't want to. She wants to play. But where would he have been born? Would he have been born in Zariel's Circle of Hell or Mephistopheles' Circle of Hell?
Mephistopheles. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So he. Okay. All right. Cool.
Right, because you don't have. Yeah. So some of those pieces, if you had like your mom in your life, you probably would have been told like, hey, you're this, you're that, you're here's your standing.
That's why, as far as Aga's concerned, she's dead because he never even saw her, never knew her. Yeah.
Juicy. Okay.
But yeah, I have a few other questions, but I'll send them to you because they're a little bit more spoiler.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
I gotta find the stupid piece of paper. I had a whole bunch of crap written down.
What are
I'm
the
too
big
busy
questions?
studying
However-
for exams, man.
Oh, that time of year, huh? Ugh.
Yeah, second exam of the semester, just math.
However, Aga would have answered one of the big questions is his relationship to this Lord of Hell, like in the best way he understands.
Serpent, unless you're talking about bloodline wise, but his relationship to Mephistopheles
said,
is
like, his
specifically
blood
that
lines. Yeah, and she
Mhm.
didn't. She would have delved into that.
he would have said, "All I know is I'm a descendant," and he would have admitted that he didn't know his parents. And he would have. I think he actually would have said, "My mother's dead." I think he would have said that.
Rhea knows some things about Aries, like kind of family, but I sent everything to Aga because I would have thought like Eri would have like any information would have helped try and figure out like why this is happening.
Juicy.
So he knows she's from Crestwood, right? That's where.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
originally, which no one else knows.
Mhm.
Her like mom and dad's name. I'll send those, and like the brothers and everything like that.
I love that there's a whole new dynamic now. Surprise! And you within the party. All right, I'm going to just do a tweet since it looks like everyone that's here tonight is back.
Oh, let me get my power.
I'm gonna do that. I like that TV morning one. Alrighty dighty. So, interesting tidbit. So the book, as I fleshed it out a while ago, has a certain effect when two people. Yikes! I'm so easily distracted. I shouldn't have gone to my notifications on Twitter. I'm like, let me like some of these posts people are making about the show. Okay. Interesting fact again. So there is something that happens when two people that both fail the wisdom save, because yes, that was a fail. It was a tight one, but a fail. Touch the book at the same time. And it is not what just happened. It is the double 24 of love that made this happen instead of the normal consequence. So think of it like Harry Potter as a baby with the death curse, but true love saved his life. So, we will get back to Tassos and Thaxl in a bit. However, this search continues on throughout the night into the morning. So it's going to be, mid-morning as Aga and Eri finish up their conversation. Rhea will be up a little bit earlier than this. Nobella, of course, you're welcome to get up, wake up whenever you'd like. And breakfast is being served, or brunch maybe at this point, at the estate. And nice try, Rebel. Not just kidding. Awesome. No rest for the weary. So Nobella has the full rest. Rhea, but Aga and Eri will have 1 point of exhaustion.
Can I just sleep in for the first few hours of the day? Because I would like to receive one. So can I just continue sleeping?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, things may change if somebody comes and gets me, but I think we've lost it.
Oh, we lost. Okay. I couldn't tell if we gained someone or lost someone. Who else is coming tonight? That's amazing. All right, I will put her back in as soon as she's back. Okay. So it's 8 hours for the full rest. So if you wanted to, you're welcome to go to sleep in the morning time, and then you just be sleep until maybe like 4 or something like that. If that works for you. Okay.
Yep. He's going to bed.
Nice. You're like, and just mentally exhausting too, or emotionally, like it's been a thing.
That's the big part.
So you head off to bed. We'll check in with Eri and see what she wants to do. But Nobella, when you get up, Ray will be going about business on the first floor of the estate.
Okay. Once I eat, I'm going to stealth and just kind of snoop around, just watch people. Make sure they don't see me, that sort of thing. Just kind of see how everything's going, and then I might be the first to notice that Thaxl is gone.
Okay.
Because I'm just shadowing everyone.
Nice.
If you
I mean, it's hard to miss me.
Right?
Yeah.
Quiet.
It's like when you have children. It's quiet. Something is going on.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
That's amazing.
I take offense to that.
I mean that in the best possible way.
That's awesome. Let's
You know what
see.
I'm laughing at is that people always say that in D&D, like a lot of people are what they can't be in real life. Like I'm a forever child for sure in real life, and so I'm playing this like plan everything out, careful, like intelligent adult, and then I can tell that you're definitely like the plan everything out, careful, intelligent adult. So you're like, I'm an impulsive child.
Nice. I like that. Time to have fun.
You're probably not wrong.
Awesome. Where's the lie? Neat.
So I will probably find. See, when I can't find Thaxl, you know, I'll go kind of like, this is odd. I'll go search the grounds for her.
Okay. Welcome back. Excuse me. Here we go.
It's like I'm listening at her doorway, and it's like there's definitely nothing happening in there.
So as you've been
would have heard that throughout the house.
Yeah. You've been going around the house in the shadows, and the things you've picked up, you're getting a feel for the hierarchy of servants. They all seem to be genuinely enjoying this, the work here, and the masters of the house. A lot of places are very tool-baggy and snooty here in the Prime Ring, so they appreciate the consideration, especially Rhea has extended to everyone. There's a little bit of like a joking, not a complaint, but sort of joking about going in and tidying up and cleaning up Thaxl's room after Tassos visits. You know, the carpenter gets in on it because he has to repair things in the room, and you know, there's just some people that are like, you know, but humor, like kindly, you know, like almost a little jealous.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't be. Yeah, they're like, and
So we want to get in on that action.
nice.
I'm actually gonna follow Rhea around for a little bit, noticing how she's treating everyone. It's kind of like, hang on, you seem to have the air of nobility around you. I'm curious. So she's gonna follow out and kind of try to figure out exactly who Rhea is.
Okay. You have to make a stealth check with Rhea because her passive perception is 21.
That's a 23.
Okay. All right. She's focused on her work and does not seem to notice you. And you see very respectful, kind interactions with the servants, but she expects a lot from them too. She'll treat them well, as, you know, and they had best be doing their work well also.
Interesting. Does her behavior remind me of anybody?
Trying to think of who,
like in her family.
I mean, it's very different from Tassos. I mean, not very different. She's
no, I mean, does
like
Rhea
Nobella's?
remind Nobella of anyone from Nobella's family?
Maybe.
A
Her
little
father.
bit. A little bit, okay.
In the way that there's a high expectation, but a soft hand to get that, you know, kind treatment where that isn't always the case.
All right. Okay, so Nobella will approach her, just kind of step out of the shadows as usual, and just.
Oh.
So I've noticed something. Rather, I've noticed a lack of something.
What's that, dear?
Thaxl's gone. Thaxl and I assume the man is your brother or some relation to you?
Tassos, yes, my brother. Well, have you checked the roof and the tree and other...
I've been all around the grounds.
Well, they can both take care of themselves. I suppose if they're not back by dinner time, we can put out some feelers. She looks around and catches one of the servants. Need to move my notes over. Whee! All right.
It's just interesting because it was quiet all night.
That is odd.
I don't have to sleep all night, so that's how I noticed.
I understand. Let's she snaps, fingers for one of the, not in a rude way, but just to catch attention. Get Hubert for me, if you would. And the servant runs away, and she turns back to you. So, Nobella.
And I just remembered Rhea has seen Nobella's face.
Okay.
Nobella looks like her old self, but very
gaunt.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Nobella, now I appreciate quietly seeking out information as much as the next person. But, maybe a little less so in the estate. It's a place to rest. I don't mind so much. And do what you will. I'm not your boss, but something to consider.
Can you blame me? I've known you all for only a couple of days, maybe a week.
Can't blame you one bit.
And it's more... It's not so much that I was actively seeking out trying to hear them. It's more, it was strange that there was no sound. It's impossible to notice. It's impossible to not notice the absence of some of these people.
Yeah. Like awkwardly.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just...
I suppose it depends on who you are. Look, are you all right? You need any food or any...
I'm fine.
Any healing or anything? You sure you're all right? You looked a little under the weather.
Just kind of tug her hood down a little bit further.
Yep, nothing to be ashamed of. Just want to make sure you're all right. You're going to be by our sides. Need to make sure you're tip-top shape.
Thank you for your concern. No, this is me now. It's a blessing and a curse in a strange way.
She looks around a little, and there's a long farmer's table in the kitchen here. She pulls out a chair on one side and kind of gesture to you as she walks around the other side and pulls out a seat across from it. Nobella, if you would, pull up a seat. She sits down on her side.
I'll just kind of sit down.
Now, I've known a lot of folk in my line of business. A lot of them find themselves in one sort of trouble or another. Those that find some trustworthy folk to lean on, well, they do well. But those that go it alone, well, I often don't see them for very long after that. I just want you to know that I understand you don't know us, but look, darling, she kind of leans forward and kind of reaches a hand out towards you to try and, put it on your arm or whatever on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You've helped us out. You've saved us a time or two. If there's something I can do or we can do, let me know. If there's some kind of trouble you're in or something you need.
Might I ask you a question?
Of course.
You seem to be of a higher class.
Working my way up there, I suppose.
Are you of a noble family?
I don't think she is, but I'm just going to check him. No, not in the normal sense, no.
Interesting. You certainly act like one.
I'm part of a big family. Our whole city is our family.
Interesting.
Well, the Davin Stars, my pa, my brother Tassos, and we have some high-ranking folk in our family. We look out for each other. We look out for our city. Look out for our own. We're merchants by trade, so yeah, we earn good money, but we haven't earned a noble status just yet. But working toward it. Not looking for the... Yeah. Are you from a noble lineage?
She'll pull her necklace out of her pocket and show it to her.
Oh. You are a mystery wrapped in an enigma.
Tell me if you've done any business with us.
May I see that a little closer?
I'll hand it over.
She takes it and kind of glances.
I must admit, I'm glad you're not nobility. The last noble I met, things didn't end well. But you remind me of my father.
Well,
that's a good thing.
Well, thank you, then. I don't recognize this, no, but if anyone would know, I'd probably be wrong.
I'd rather no one else know. And she'll take it back.
Well, zip, she hands it back, does a little lip zip. Understood.
This is an interesting group you have here. Don't know if I trust any of you yet.
I'd recommend not trusting any of us completely, but good 80%, I say we can.
It's the last time I trusted things. Well, she gestures to herself. Well, I have nothing else to do. I'm going to go scour the city for our fun lizard lady.
All right, please let me know what you find. And at that point, of course, I lost his name already. What's his name comes in? Hubert, I think it was.
Hubert.
Yes, madams, how may I assist you? And she asks, we noticed that Thaxl wasn't around. I'm wondering if you've seen her or my brother Tassos. No, ma'am, I believe that one of our servants had seen Thaxl at some point last night. She went into her room after Master Tassos, and it was noted that it was rather quiet, though a little bit out of the usual, and he's, a little awkward to say. Would you like us to do a search of the grounds?
I've done a search of the grounds. They're not here.
Oh. Well.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm going to go, if no one minds, Rhea, in Thaxl's room, see if that book is in there. That book has been doing funny things to everyone.
Let's go together. Yeah. Thank you, Hubert. Yes, ma'am. And he scoots off, and she gets up to go with you. So Aga, you're sleeping until like 4ish. Eri, did you want to take the point?
This probably happened around 2, so late afternoon-ish.
Okay.
So Nobella took most of the day to learn and observe. and then it's like, okay, hang on.
This is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Neat. All right, so that'll help out with the timing then. It's a little closer to
Therefore
late
rest.
afternoon. Nice. Eri, did you, being up all night, do you want to take a point of exhaustion or do you want to sleep during the day?
Actually, can we roll back like the end conversation with Aga?
Oh,
like,
yeah, go ahead.
So as soon as like, we sort of wrapped up and you were like, I need a nap. Nobody, this isn't easy for me. You can't even answer your relationship with him. I was just starting to accept it, and now I have both more answers than I've ever had and more questions, and I don't know how that's possible.
When you say the word, when you say the words, I was just about to accept it, I see like a dark, like furrow of his brow, kind of like almost upset with you, like disappointed look on his face, and he'll kind of go, you need to accept that it's there, but you don't have to accept that it has to stay. Whatever his plans are, I guarantee they're not good for you.
Yeah, now I kind of know this. When I say accept, I mean, I didn't know if this was real. If he was real until until a few hours ago. Nobody else could hear him. He didn't manifest at any point. It was just a voice and shit happened.
Well, that's fair.
And
At least
now
on my side of things, I always knew it was real. I was born there.
yeah, I'm pretty sure hell sucks. I get it. And I don't want to go there. But I don't,
Guarantee we'll visit one day. Guaranteed.
I'm just saying, I know clearly it's not easy for you, but it's not easy for me. And I think it's best we just stick around. I mean, like, I don't like keeping people around. I think Rhea at this point is the closest person I've come to accept to. I mean, I'm not going to kill the others. Like, I like the others are well enough. Thaxl's great for a laugh and can clearly hold her own, and Dina well as Dina. There's not much. Yeah.
She is indeed.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, you should stick around. We clearly have to you have answers. Clearly now I don't want you to die. I mean, before it was kind of like indifferent. So, I mean, again, I don't know how you feel about me seeing how clearly, like, your dad's kind of like, Lent is inside of me, your master's inside of me. I mean, like, this is going to be interesting. Does that mean I get to tell you what to do? I mean, we don't have to discuss it right now.
I love how this conversation went from like interrogation to like, oh my god, I'm really awkward now.
Thinking about like how much she just divulged to you is like now catching up.
Just so you know, I understand that it's nothing that was said in this room is leaving it. And just so you fully understand, some of the things you say you're indifferent to whether or not people live or die. And I think that that's an important thing to maintain. If I die, it will not change your predicament. You can get your answers somewhere else. And I say this not out of an act of selflessness. I'm telling you out of selfishness. Because if I see an opportunity to better my situation by killing you, I might.
Pretty sure he's not going to let you do that. So, I mean, out of all of the people I'm fearing.
You're right. Right now, I'm a pretty good ally. But that might change. Keep aware that anybody can change from ally to enemy.
Well, that's why nobody's yet an ally.
He's just going to point at himself.
Like I said, like it would be more detrimental. The percentage is in your favor here of like me getting answers together.
Okay.
I also want to move up here and just get some ground. There's these people are just running around everywhere.
Totally meta. I'm lost as to what you're talking about right now.
To people as in like we're running around helping Thaxl's thing or
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
random things to the Sultan. Like there's
Yeah.
no direction.
Yeah.
We're all going.
I think the problem is too many directions. But we'll get there.
All right.
First, you have to make people believe that the percentages are in their favor.
I've made it this far.
I needed some sleep.
Yeah. I go look for Rhea. I don't sleep. There's no way.
Nice. All right. So Aga heads to bed. This is morning time. So currently Nobella's going around, keeping an eye in the house. Or looking.
Definitely not stalking. Not at all.
Nice. Eri, you find, Rhea probably downstairs in the kitchen area. You find that she enjoys cooking every so often. You'll see her out there. She has her own set of tools, and she prepping some breakfast with the servants and such. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. Oh.
Hi.
Hey, Eri. Oh. Good morning. Did you get a good night's rest? No. All right. Would you like some coffee or something to wake you up? Or to help us?
Yeah, I'm going to head to the library here soon. Again.
All right.
I just think it's important we keep Aga close.
All right. Everything all right? Is he causing any trouble? Or?
Yes and no, but I think there was this, I was able to talk to him before, and you know how that's not easy for me. But I think there's more to it, and I don't understand it yet. I don't understand it completely, but I think he's got some answers that are going to help me figure out, the voices.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, she walks up and goes to put a hand on your shoulder. If it's important to you, we'll keep him close, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
So let's not kill him or scare him away.
We'll try. She kind of chuckles and pats you on the shoulder. Let me get you some of that coffee.
We just have a normal chit chat, and then I go into the library until somebody come in with me.
Okay.
And I read as much as I can now about specifically the hells and meth head.
Okay, neat. Then I'll send you some juicy info on Mephistopheles. Awesome.
And now that I know, I might have had more information on me, just again, not ever connecting it to him.
Right.
Because I've just read it, so.
I think he's a well enough known creature devil that you probably would have that in a number of the books that you've been investigating so far. You can kind of redouble on those, on him in particular.
Yeah, so I'm like drinking coffee, snorting Adderall, and reading as much as I possibly
Interesting,
can.
yeah. That's awesome. Have a good night, Sword. Thank you for hanging out. Let's see. All right, so you would be kind of going through that, and probably late afternoon, as you know, that sleepy feeling. You're on your third wind, and it's you hear Rhea and Nobella walking down the hallway, going by past the library.
You hear Rhea, you don't hear Nobella.
Nice, yeah. You might not even hear Rhea, I guess, but they might catch your eye a little bit. If you wanted to interact with them. They're not calling for you per se, but they have to go through there to get to where they're going.
If I see them just like walk by together, like realize how long I've been there, I'll like get up and I'll say, guys, what are you doing?
Oh, and Rhea looks back in the door she just passed. Oh, we're
looking for Thaxl.
Yeah.
Bumping uglies with your brother.
Well,
they've been gone too long. It's been too quiet.
Yeah. It was too quiet last night. Anyway, I think something might be wrong. Neither of them been seen. That's not like Tassos, usually. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to come with us, or are you busy in here?
No, I think I've gone through as much as I can right now.
All right. More eyes on this, the better. You follow suit with them and head over to that room. Meanwhile, Thaxl and Tassos sitting in a book.
Thaxl and Tassos sitting in a book.
Hey,
I don't know how to write this.
Nice.
I mean, what
I'll
else is
work
there
on
to do in a book, right?
I'll work on it.
Thaxl, if you had a deepest desire, like whatever you feel Thaxl's deepest desire that also involves Tassos would be, what do you think that might look like? And that extends to reality breaking things where none of the bad stuff ever happened to you in your past, or all the things just go your way and you get everything that you want. But fast forward 10 years, and what would that look like if you got everything the way you wanted and you could change reality with Tassos?
Everything that I wanted. We are ruling kingdom together.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Or he is, we're helping to lead my clan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Brought him back and he's living with me with my clan, learning about what we do. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. In this book, you are walking about your clan with the same energy and vitality and wide-eyed outlook that you had as a child. Your clan members are walking around. Tassos is in like the traditional garb as best it can fit his built body. And you're walking about your clan, and you're spending some time. You actually walk into a clearing with a pool that is lined with granite, and inside is this crystal clear pool that seems to go down just forever. And your grandfather's there with Tassos, and he's showing him, how to read the water. And you come up and you make a joke like, we have to get prepared. We've got our party tonight for mom. And Tassos is just enraptured with this as well. Yeah. And so you carry on with your business during the day, and when it comes time for your mom's party, you've done not really any of the planning, but you got her gifts that you think she'll really like, and it's a surprise party. So Tassos and you, of course, living together, head off to arrive at the location, and you get there, and there's nobody there. And you go into the building and you're looking around and to hide with everyone, and there's just no one there. And Tassos is like, well, I'm sure we got the time right, didn't we? And you feel like, right?
Yeah.
Let's, I don't know, there's still one more room. Let's try over there. And he walks over and kind of creaks open the door for you. And you two walk through, and as you do, everyone jumps out and yells, "Surprise!" To you, and Tassos is like, "Ha ha ha ha! It's a surprise party for you." It's this. You're going to be inaugurated as the next leader of this tribe, and this is a big celebration for you. And you all nestle in and you have fun. You're chatting with friends and family, and you're drinking wonderful wine, and having hilarious stories told of your youth and other times throughout your life here in the clan. Everyone ends up clearing out, and evening sets. Everyone's outside of the building now, relaxing. They're sort of clearing off, heading back to their homes. You're lounging in like Touche's lounge, lounges you and Tassos, and sipping on a nice wine cooler or some wine. He offers you another glass and says, "I have here some water from that fountain," and takes out from under the side of the seat a little stone bowl that has that clear water. And even though it's in a bowl, it looks like it goes down forever. It's just one of the properties of the water. Your grandfather was telling me about this Everdeep water, and how it doesn't matter what the container is, that it just goes on and on and on forever. And it just got me thinking about our love, my love for you. That there is no end, there is no bottom. And I just want you to, and he leans forward and kind of trips a bit and pours the water out. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and spills some of the water on you. Can you get that for me? And so the bowl's like flipped on your lap, and if you pick up you pick up the bowl, and there's an engagement ring inside. It's like, oh, well, I'm so sorry, how'd that get in there? Hit it, and some fireworks fire up off the end, and everyone comes out carrying little torches. And they sway around you, and he gets down on one knee. He's like, "Thaxl, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I can't picture living life any other way. I just want to be there for you, always. Will you marry me?"
Oh, shut up and come here. That's what I do.
Whee! And that carries on. The evening goes on. It's wonderful. The night is a very momentous, memorable night. And that's what's going on. Oh, yay! Awesome. With Thaxl, with you and Tassos in the book for the time being. Meanwhile, in the desert, Tassos' people are searching for that. So I will jump to Aga. I'm going to say it's about the time, just so you're not left out of the party. You hear everyone sort of walking around. Nobella, Eri, and Rhea walk past as they're headed to Thaxl's room.
Just in case you want to long rest me in Fantasy Grounds.
Okay. Right. I think that's effectively. Now you've had a long rest, Thaxl, by the way.
I have, like, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, long rest!
All right. So you hear them sort of walking by in case you wanted to get up and engage at all.
Oh, I hear them like marching through the house, headed towards Thaxl's.
Yeah, they're all pretty quiet, but there's several footfalls now, and
We can have
It's
like
usually
an
not a good
army of
sign.
like the three of us are like super quiet, but then we have like an army of servants behind us.
yeah, there are servants too.
You don't hear us, you hear everybody else.
Chink, 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 going by like.
I think he's had a heavy night. He's probably going to hang out in bed and just
Okay.
if there's any sounds of alarm
Gotcha.
or like urgent conversation that he hears, then he might get up. But for now, he's just tired.
Okay. Then the other three of you arrive in Thaxl's room. The safe has not been fastened all the way to the floor, and it is in fact wide open. You see the door out to the not the patio, the balcony is ajar, and the bed is neatly made, so you know something's up.
These transforming doors always turning into jars.
Nice. Something.
Oh, this
is
isn't
afoot.
right. I'm gonna look around the room for what I can see for clues as to where they could have gone. So they wouldn't have eloped or anything, would they?
I won't make you do a roll because everything's pretty.
Well, like I'm asking out loud.
Oh, gotcha.
They wouldn't have eloped or anything, would they?
Tassos wouldn't dare. Rhea says.
What did you say? Perception?
I wasn't gonna make you roll because the room is really neat. Nothing's out of place except a safe and that open door to the balcony,
Okay.
which in itself is sort of like a clue that everything's intact. And
Okay. All
That's
right.
neat.
So I'm just kind of like looking like. Yeah. So I'll go out onto the balcony.
So we see in Thaxl's room, clearly it's the bed's made like we're getting a hint that she's obviously missing.
Mhm.
How big is the house? Is Aga's room within 120 feet? Or no?
yeah, I think that he's on the same side, so I'm gonna say yeah, probably just
Okay.
within.
Eri uses message to be like, boo, it's like in her most mimicking voice of the voice in her head, which isn't going to be so great. Boo, it's blah, 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 whatever's name. Just kidding. We think Thaxl's missing. Are you still alive? Get up here.
That's amazing.
Aga will have a terrible impression of his voice. Not enough malice, and then he'll get up. You know, it's not enough malice, man. And he'll make his way over towards Thaxl's room.
Okay. You see a number of servants, sort of some buzzing in and buzzing out, getting instructions from Rhea. The room is nice and neat, except for the safe that's ajar and not fastened down to the ground, and the door to the.
All of these jars appearing everywhere.
We line up the servants. Hey, anybody see the fucking newlyweds?
No, ma'am, not since.
Not actually newlyweds, but like you guys make love like you are.
Oh, not.
This is true.
Not since last night. No.
Okay, when did you see them last night?
Oh, it was maybe Bridget, but you saw them face to face, right? And she's like, yes. Well, it was I think around 10:40, 10:40, I think at night. A little bit earlier for a couple. Tassos went in, Master Tassos, and then the Queen went in maybe 2 minutes after, and but neither of them came back out.
Neither of them. You didn't hear anything. They didn't ask for anything.
And that at least for the next good 45 minutes, an hour, I was cleaning up and down and dusting down this hallway.
Did something happen after that hour?
Oh, well, no, I didn't go back down after that. She kind of looks around at the other servants, and they're like, it was,
I'm gonna go out on the balcony, just silently, she just like glides and then looks around for clues, tracks, anything.
So you can either do an investigation check to sort of see what, look around for kind of clues, or you do a survival check if you want to look for tracks or anything in the ground.
I'll do a survival because I actually have a bonus to that. 17.
Okay, you see paw prints, giant paw prints. Not super clear because it wasn't rainy last night, but they're in the bits of sand and mulch and other things that are down in the grounds down below.
Thaxl like to turn into something with paw prints. Am I right?
Yeah, big wolf. But she also does that sometimes just to sleep. So, I mean, they could be super kinky. I wouldn't be surprised if they were popping.
She's going to point out the tracks and then point the direction that they go out to the city.
Aga, can you locate? I know there's spells I've read about. Do you have that?
Not part of my repertoire yet, unfortunately.
Cool.
Actually, hold up. Wait a minute. I have to check something.
Wait
this
a
cup,
minute.
put some liquor in it. Like,
Yeah.
Did you make the thing that like followed her around?
Yeah, the skull. Where was the skull?
I forgot about the skull. I gave him a name, didn't
Bob?
I? Bob. Right.
And we were
Please tell
laughing
me
about.
that's a.
It's a death tyrant reanimated.
Oh no, I was thinking about if it was Dresden reference.
Nice.
Skull named Bob.
It's awesome. Oh, I love that series.
Yeah, I don't have. Unfortunately, I don't have access to locate object or locate creature.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have some people in the city. Oh.
You don't know where your
Yes, that's right. Tassos called some people down on us last night.
I've got an owl. My owl.
All this
can't...
hubbub over this book.
I'll put the word out, Rhea says, and excuses herself from the room.
I wonder if some of them.
I'm gonna follow Ray out. I'll say I'm sorry, I can't help. And I'll follow Ray out.
Yeah, I'll follow her too.
Oh, all right.
But I'm gonna look and see if I can't find a line of where do the tracks go.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, you've got a pretty good line through the backyard at least, up until the stone wall.
Okay.
You can
Are we going out of the house?
Ray is going to her room to get something to send a message to some of the contacts here to see what they know.
I'm gonna just head out the front door and see if I can see any immediate guards or people.
Sure. I guess you don't have guards yet.
But the not our guards, but like the people who wander the city.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's a fair number. It's not overpopulated with them here because a lot of people can kind of take care of themselves, but you do see a Reaper here and there walking about. One of them kind of pauses and walks over at its own pace.
Yeah, I know you guys know kind of everything that's going on here. Big Wolf ran through the street at night. Kind of hard to miss. I mean, I assume this doesn't happen often here.
It points off to the northwest, which is the direction that she ran.
How long ago?
It tells you however many hours. I can't think of how many.
Okay.
4, so like
it's been like 12, hasn't it?
16, I think. 16.
It's been a while.
16.
It's been a while.
Hey, I've got a direction and a time frame. Anyone?
Well, she is having that conversation with the Reaper, and Nobel was trying to get a bead on which direction they went.
Mhm.
I would have shut the door, leaving the room, and when we got to Rhea's room, I would have shut the door behind when I said, Rhea, it's very important. I spoke very frankly with the group about my plans to free myself from hell.
Mm-hmm.
It is a good idea for us never to speak of that again, out loud in front of Eri. That voice in her head is the one who's in charge of me.
The luck we have.
Yeah, small world, tangled webs, but I think it's important we don't intersect them as much as possible.
I also think it's important that you don't walk into my room without my permission.
I was walking with her. I assumed I had permission, and I would have said something along the way of like, private. Yeah.
She would probably just ask for a minute as she's going to get something to send a message, and then she'll let you in. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll be very careful then.
Thank you. I was counting on your discretion.
So we don't need anything else after us.
Well, I think they're already after her.
Then we'll need information. Perhaps once we find Thaxl and Tassos, you can debrief me on what this creature is and what you know of it. It's intense. It's intense.
He's gonna kind of like glance around the room and kind of like in a lack of a like I used to feel safe here and I don't anymore kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need somewhere safer to talk.
Yes, I have an item that may make it much safer. You can borrow it when we speak of these things.
Okay. Sorry about barging in. He'll leave the room.
It's all right. She does her thing and comes back out with a renewed, frustrated face. She just kind of like doesn't walk past you, but walks around you like to get your attention to come with her. Yes. Well, it would seem that Tassos had put out word last night that he needed to travel and fast. Apparently, a number of our people are out there looking for Tassos and Thaxl. They were last seen in the outside of the Nexus in the northwestern part of the city. I'm headed there.
That's the way the tracks went.
Nobel, perfect. Well, let's use your tracking expertise.
I wouldn't call myself an expert, but sure, she'll go. She'll kind of like, and then her clothes will change from all black to like desert white.
Awesome.
Guys, they went that way.
Perfect, Eri. Nice. All right, Eri, why don't you lead the way? Here's this. And she'll probably just summon her mount. She's not going to fly it through the city, but she'll ride. Right, Aga doesn't have one. And Nobella doesn't have one.
Eri
I feel like
that can fly, right?
Because Eri has the cape that can let her fly.
what?
Surprise! But I think
Doesn't Eri have a mount?
Eri has a mount as well, and Rhea. I think that Rhea knows that it's not too good to fly through the city through this ring, so she'll be like, "Let's ride." She'll offer hands to.
Aga typically rides with Eri, anyways. At this point.
Okay. So she extends a hand to Nobella.
Yeah, I would have gone for her anyways.
You all ride out into the city, And you find yourself continuing on, asking some guards as you go along. And with Direwolf, yeah, there were reports of something crazy like that, headed off. And you head out to the exit through the Nexus. Again, it's been a while since you've been in the Nexus or passed through. I mean, I guess you had to pass through the other day, but there's something about the living conditions here that's brutal to see and on the senses as well. So you make your way through out into the desert, and you do see a good 30-some people that have been commissioned through the Sultan's Requiem in this search.
I would have sent the owl ahead. So the owl's circling wherever these people are as well, looking for signs of life.
If you would have the owl do a survival check, looking for tracks and things like that, or perception if you'd rather.
I'd rather perception.
Okay.
Have we reached?
That's an 18.
Okay. Nothing just yet. It's going to be a little difficult to find the book because it's so small.
It's needle in a haystack.
What's that, Eri?
Have we reached the point where the original guards met up with the original guards that went with Tassos?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
We've met up with them?
Yeah, yep. They're a part. They're helping coordinate the search with all the people that have been hired to help.
So you saw the wolf?
Yes, ma'am. It was.
Where were they last?
Well, they went over. I mean, the dunes change a bit, but it was right over here. We lost sight of them as they went over that. We've looked around that whole dune and the surrounding dunes as best we could, but the tracks just cover up out here, and so was the sand.
I do detect magic where they said they last saw the wolf.
Ooh, okay. What's the range on detect magic?
60 feet.
60 feet goggles. You can see auras.
So can I walk around with it? Hold on.
Yeah, because you get it for 10 whole minutes, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes. Your eyes basically become magic goggles. You can see
No.
glowing auras.
The last they saw the wolf.
Okay. So you head there, and you don't detect anything right in that area, but you start walking around a little bit to kind of, get a better feel for the area and examine more. And you do catch a blip on the next dune over is when they tumble down. And down somewhere at the base, there's a little shimmering white glow.
I yell for Rhea and Aga and book it down.
He's going to yell out right away, "Don't touch it."
You don't touch it.
Dan,
I go down.
Question, Dan. Knowing what I know and knowing my history, what would I know about a Lich's spellbook? Can I roll a history for that?
I think you'd have some. So it's more that it depends on the individual versus just being a lich. They're usually full of fairly powerful spells. They're usually heavily encoded. This is their life's work that they've put into this. In fact, often though, they don't require a spellbook at a certain point. They've mastered memorizing these. That's part of their power.
Would I have learned anything about this trapping, why everybody seems to be obsessed with it, abnormally so?
I mean, it sort of sounds like some sort of a curse, or possibly, I guess roll a history check if you would to see if you know any other options.
18.
Okay. So there are historical recorded events of, again, curses imbued by a certain hatred or strong emotion, or also sometimes the items are lived in by some sentient creature, and that can cause a curse. So typically there's some motive to that, and so they often speak to the ones that own
Okay,
them.
so as we're running, I'm gonna kind of, jauntily jog over to Aga as they're all running quite a bit slower than me. just say, so this book that everybody seems to be obsessed about, has it spoken to anyone?
It hasn't spoken to me, but it definitely has a curse on it. It's affected both me and Thaxl.
I don't know what speaks or what not at this point. And then, did we get up to the book at least? Am I within, let's say,
30, I think.
yeah, as soon as I'm within 30 feet of it, I
you're in
can
30
try
feet.
mage hand to pick it up.
Oh, okay, yep. So you cast the mage hand, flips over and lifts the book. It's a heavy book, but not 10 pounds, so it struggles a bit, but lifts up this book by its binding. You don't feel anything on your person as far as any. You don't have to do any rolls or anything like that. Rhea
here's the
slides
thing.
down.
I don't think we watched you all dispel everything on this yesterday.
Did we?
You dispelled magic. There's a difference between dispelling magic and removing a curse.
Ooh, Aga, make a perception check, please. And Nobella.
I've got my owl circling overhead. Can we both make one?
This would be something only you and Nobella and Ray would know.
Ooh, that's a
keeping
good
it
roll.
Within
Good,
me.
because I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Don't worry. Together we rolled a 20 because I rolled a 19.
Hey!
Nice.
Teamwork.
So with my bonus, which is somewhere, oh there it is. I have a 21. That's too good.
ooh, okay. And Ray got a
Dan,
30.
the book's not more than 5 feet away from me. It's mage hand still holds it,
Yep.
but it's not like out in the open. Like I brought it directly.
Okay. Awesome. So you've got it close-ish, protected from other people running and snapping it. Nice. All right. Aga
gonna
and
say-
Rhea instantly realize that filigree is back on the binding.
Yeah. Okay. Dispel magic. I have it prepared today.
Okay.
On the binding, the filigree on the binding.
I mean, we still don't know where Tassos and like the prints just end here.
Mm.
But I was going to dispel magic on that binding. I would like to.
Okay.
My thought is if there's a demi-plane that they're stuck on, they'll get junted out or
Trapped in there forever.
trapped in there forever.
Mm.
But Aga doesn't know
Yeah.
they're there.
You do. Yeah. You just see a book.
What?
Here's
He's-
the thing.
He's
Here's the
sick
thing,
of shit
though.
being dangerous, yo. He wants it gone.
I mean, yeah, so what does the dispel magic do?
Dispel magic. Let me pull up the spell.
Sorry, I was asking Dan. What does the dispel magic do?
Mm.
I think we've done enough with that spell.
I don't like
the
your
last-
face right now.
Object or magical effect within range.
I'm trying.
Mm.
I don't like your face.
I feel like it would just be a hard check, but I don't know. Do I need to roll, Dan?
Yes. Sorry. You'll need to roll for this one.
Okay. Using my fancy green die.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. And now, if I remember correctly, it's just a roll plus my intelligence, correct?
I believe so.
Yes.
Right? It's
Yes,
yeah,
plus your
that's modifier.
spellcasting modifier.
That is a 16 plus 4 for a 20.
Okay.
Can I use my reaction?
Mm-hmm. You see him casting a spell. I think you're familiar with that one. You can use a reaction if you want.
What would Eri do? We saw tracks leading up. We saw the book, and we saw no Tassos and thing, and he's about to dispel magic on the book.
Mhm.
And we know it tried to take their minds.
Me and Thaxl both know, and we've been pretty open with it about at least Thaxl's been open with the group about it.
That's those
Aga wasn't at first, but he is now, and that it did affect your mind, and it did make you want it. We both knew that we wanted it inordinately and to keep it from other people.
but not like feeling going in like not.
No, that
anything
was
like that?
that was never even a
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I don't.
If I could have logically made the jump to, oh my god, they're inside of it, Aga would never have cast it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
If we know that it affects people's minds, and we haven't seen any prints, and like we know Tassos and Thaxl.
Would dispel magic if he cast it on the book also dispel the mage hand?
No, because
because he picked the item. You can pick an
Yeah.
item and it'll do everything
Okay.
it's in.
It's just wondering.
Yeah, right. Okay. Sorry. Do you have a reaction, Eri?
What is Rhea's initial reaction as soon as because she knows magical items, and what would be Rhea's reaction, like just split instant as soon as he casts dispel magic?
I
What
think
would be Rhea's?
she would first announce the binding's back on to alert everyone. She does have. Let me do a roll for her. Maybe this will make a difference here.
If
20.
if I see that she's even just a little worried about as soon as she hears him dispel magic, I'll use my reaction.
Let me see if she's gonna notice. No, she'd know the spell. All right, so you do see just a little bit of that forming on her face. It's a pretty quick spell. So she's like she's gonna say, "Hang on."
If I see that, because that's also my reaction, then I would drop counterspell. Just like, let's make a decision first.
At which level were you casting Dispel, Aga?
3rd.
Okay. All right, so counterspell disappears. The spell.
Let's just think about this.
Oh. Yeah.
It's affected like 4 people's minds.
We're not going to touch it, but I also don't know where Thaxl would not leave this.
Right.
Tassos would not leave this. And there are no tracks around here besides this book.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a look around and make extra sure that there are no tracks leading away.
Go ahead and do
I feel like there's been a ton of tracks from the searchers at
there
this
are
point,
a lot
right?
of searcher tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
Perception or survival?
Rhea just, adds, well, it's in my experience sometimes, there's more to meets the eye with these things, and we might want to find our...
Okay.
I don't know. It is a danger, too. I don't know.
You guys look for
Here's a
tracks, and I'll
question.
crack my book open and start ritually casting Identify, and I'll have the owl grip the filigree, because I can cast through the owl. And so, I'm going
I
to...
have a question. Before we all decide to split and spread around, we all agree that this is a cursed item, right?
Well, it's not good.
But looking at Aga, you said this item is cursed.
It certainly has a negative effect, or at least I'd call it negative. Some people might enjoy it.
I know that there are spells where you can remove curses. Do you have that?
Let me check if I have access to it. I don't actually know, because I know
I think
it's a
it's a
cleric
second
spell, but I
level.
don't remember. It's a 3rd level.
Third.
Ooh,
Wizard has access to it, but I do not have it. I think I specifically chose to not have it because it would make my armor useless as far as story goes. So,
All right. Well,
at your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object, and if the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains. But the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object. I think the only thing that can get rid of a curse like this is Dispel Magic. I think that's the only spell that does it.
it might be worth.
But I think it just removes all magic from the item.
It might be worth going to find a cleric, have them remove any curse on it, and then if there's a curse that has a hold of Thaxl and Tassos, then we can. Then once that's removed from them, we can safely dispel this magic.
Cleric! Rhea
There's one
snaps
here.
her fingers.
That's convenient.
One of her people comes running over.
Have we seen Thaxl turn into a flying creature?
Yeah. Yeah, we have during the fight with the undead things, I think.
Was I an eagle?
I think so.
Does sound familiar.
I still don't think she would leave it, but I'm
No, she was decidedly obsessed with it.
I would have to agree.
Even if she left with Tassos, she would not. She wouldn't let me hold it in the same room as her so I could read it. She had to hold it herself. She would not have just left it.
Well, we have a cleric here that can cast Remove Curse.
Wonderful. Do that.
Was that the consensus then?
If you can
have
do
I
it.
finished casting Identify yet?
Yeah, he was doing something, and I think it's going to be good.
Once he's done with his thing,
right.
we'll see. But have that handy.
All right. So it takes a few more minutes. Aga, you finish the Identify
We're all just like
spell.
standing there like,
Well, do I find these out?
you're not going to fight yourself. You're not going to fight yourself. One more thing.
There
damn it.
is, on that filigree, layers of magic. There's a curse on it that explains the curse that you've been feeling. There is magic emanating from it that it's deep. It's sort of the type of magic that isn't necessarily one spell, but a number of spells folded into one another to create its own effect. So there's a bit of some application of wish spell in here that has reality altering properties. There are triggering like glyph words in here as well that activate it based on certain things, but you get the sense that whatever spells, the way this is intended to work has gone a little haywire. With the Identify spell, for flavor, you can tell that it's on the fritz. It's not acting as it normally would. Typically, it would wish out of existence the two individuals effectively. But you can tell that whatever was intended to happen here did not happen.
Everything makes sense now.
It's broken.
Oh, wonderful.
No, it's not. The latch is still attached.
Yeah. No. The magic's broken.
Nice.
Well, this isn't good.
Oh,
How about we
God.
remove the curse so we can see
Wait.
if we handle it?
I
Is
don't think it
possible
was.
to do that?
That's not a curse. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Who's that?
Oh, Mephistopheles. Oh,
Wrong
nice.
universe.
That has to do with him now?
Oh, God. No. I'm sorry. It's a turn of a phrase.
In its brokenness, you know that it has entrapped Tassos and Thaxl. Since you used the Identify spell, you'd know that.
Would I know that dispelling it would junt them out and remove the demiplane that was created by this magic altogether, or would it trap them
Could we
there?
make an Arcana check together?
Yeah,
you
can
can
we do that?
check. to
Can
sort
I
of
start?
figure
I
out-
This
will.
is
I
the
will
wrong character
relay
to
the
do an Arcana
information
check.
that the Identify spell has given me to the
Okay.
best of my
and then-
ability to those who are not particularly arcane,
Mhm.
and then can me and Eri try and make a arcane?
Yeah, one of you can do it with advantage, or you can each do it normally separately.
Is mine a little higher than yours?
What is that? Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where's my...
I have +4. I really need to get proficiency in Arcana, but
Yeah, I have +6.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'll give it to her. I'll give her advantage.
Okay.
If I had proficiency, it'd be +8. But I took history because I'm an idiot.
No. That comes in handy plenty of times.
So I just roll with advantage?
Yep. Come on, dice.
Me right now.
Oh,
The-
that's so great. It was a 2 and a natural 18. So 24?
Okay. It would be disastrous if you straight up cast a Dispel Magic on it. In fact, with a 24, you would know that the reality of Thaxl and Tassos living and adventuring with all of you would have, in fact, become a beautiful fairy tale that you would have all read at one point in your childhood. And you would have had a book and been like, what is this fairy tale doing in here? So, with that 24 as well, you know that if you can cast the Dispel Curse and the Dispel Magic at exactly the same time, you can pull them out of reality just as the curse is being dispelled.
Okay.
The best
Aga.
part is just Thaxl's silent mouthing of all these swear words.
I need the cleric and I need Aga.
Yes, ma'am. The cleric comes
Aga.
up.
Okay. Yep.
You still
Novella
have-
just kind of stands there, like she can't do anything, but
you
she's
have
like a
dispel
little
magic
bit,
still, right?
just kind of like smirking.
Yep.
I
I
think
told
that we
you.
should do this in sort of a ritual format so we can really get the time together.
You
Dispel
have
magic does not have a ritual format, but I'll time it.
Oh,
fine.
I have a simplified. This is just for kind of for flavor because I'm going to let 3 people help out if they want to.
So the cleric has, what was the other one? Dispel curse?
Remove curse,
Remove
yeah.
curse. Sorry, thanks. Remove
But the
curse.
cleric
and dispel
has
magic.
this? You,
He
cleric.
does. Yes, ma'am. I do.
Might
Yep.
might I suggest that because of how complicated this spell is, apparently casting the magic at as powerful a level as you can.
Right.
At the same level.
Mhm.
This literally had to be done at the same
Exact.
time, at the same level.
Understood. The cleric sort of writes out this large runic circle with a number of little triangular points around the perimeter. He has Aga sit in the triangle on the exact opposite side of him. So there are 3 other people that can sit in a triangle and around here, and if you have something to offer, that'll assist in this process.
Novella will go sit.
All right.
Just like appear.
Anyone else?
You need one other or 2 other?
2 more.
It definitely should be Rhea. Okay, then Rhea and myself.
Okay. The 2 sit down. Nobella, what do you want to offer into this ritual? And I'll just preface this by saying the more spot on it is, the better effect it has. The lower the DC becomes to make it happen. So that's the impact you'll have.
Okay, so silently I'll conjure up the mental image just in my mind, or I'll use minor illusion to create the image of the talisman in my hand,
Ooh, okay.
the death talisman, and I'll just kind of whisper, Thaxl, this is more important than you realize. If you don't come back, you and I and so many others will not be able to get what we want. And yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll just kind of minor illusion on the book the image of the thing, the pendant.
Okay, nice. All right, and Eri, what would you like to do to contribute?
I pull out one of the first vials of poison we ended up getting made. Like, she bought a whole bunch made and I only got one done.
Yeah.
Because she was just talking about poison and I had some interest in alchemy.
Mhm.
So I like pull that out and set it. I kind of like have the book kind of like floating kind of thing, but I put it under it or wherever the pendant is. And
Which the pendant is just an illusion. So.
Oh, okay. well, I put I pull out the actual little vial of poison and I put it down
Aw.
and I say, I knew your impulsiveness was going to end up here, but you're not done yet.
Awesome.
You're not done yet.
All right. That's amazing.
Can I add something to mine really
Yeah, go
quickly
for it.
before we
Yeah,
go on?
Absolutely.
So like as I do this, I'm going to use my stillness of mind ability
Mhm.
to sort of like I'll actually spend key points if I need to get the stillness of mind out to everybody in the circle. See if I can't affect them, keep people from being afraid, keep them all calm, keep us all breathing in sync.
Okay.
So if you want me to, I'll spend 4 key points on that, just doing that.
You dump 4 key points into it to stretch.
Because
it
there's, wait, hang on, there's how many of us in the circle? 5.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
5.
Three of
I'll do
us.
5. So one for each. One for everybody.
All right. And Rhea, she
Five.
settles into the last triangle, kind of calmly clasps her hands, and she's sitting crisscross applesauce. Clasps her hands and puts them down in her lap. And first offers under her breath a prayer to Joaquin, and whispers to Thaxl, "Darling, you can't leave us yet. And Tassos, you know I can't. I don't want to do this without you. You stubborn asshole, get back here. Both of you. Thaxl, Tassos, you two are family." And the prayer to Joaquin is sort of answered as she the wings and the angelic glow blow out from behind her, kicking back some dust and dirt. Eri, the poison in your vial starts to bubble a little bit. Nobella, you feel that key push out around this. This circle helps in wrapping around everyone. Everyone's sort of focus and emotions are just brought down to 0, and there's complete focus on this. All right, so Aga, with advantage, please roll an Arcana check.
Could I get before I was going to say this? I didn't want to interrupt because that was really awesome.
Please go ahead. Please.
But could I get Rhea to give us a bless for this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then I wanted
Bless, huh?
I wanted to while everybody is giving their offerings, I wanted to have a magic mouth that as soon as the both the spells are cast at the same time, I want the magic mouth to say, "I'm coming back one more time," in Thaxl's voice. I'm coming back for one more thing. That's what it was. Yeah.
That's awesome.
In Thaxl's voice. And then what am I making? What's the check here?
Arcana check with advantage.
And a D4?
Uh,
Because bless?
Yes, plus a D4. I'm just
Okay.
going to show you what our cleric rolled. This is one of them, but this is
that
the
a-
other.
Is that a 20?
Yo, you want to know what was really scary there for a minute too?
Mhm.
Is
What's
you were
that?
about to show me that, and look at this. We got a 19 on one.
Uh-huh.
First one I saw was an 8.
Oh.
I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no.
Nice. All right, so...
And then the D4 is a 1, and Arcana is 4, I think I said? 4, so that's a 24.
All right, that's a 1 plus... Okay, so if this wasn't Kismet before, it is now, because a 20 plus a 1 on the bless plus a 3 Arcana check is another 24. 2 24s, just like their love when they both rolled earlier. Drop Tassos and Thaxl out of the book that's sort of hovering 6 feet in the air. Go, and you build up the spell with a chant, and then boom, you both end your spells and remove curse, and do away with dispel magic at the same time. And Thaxl and Tassos dump out on top of one another in the middle of this circle. The book burns up into nothing.
No! No!
Thaxl and Tassos, safe and sound with double 24s, just like their love that protected them before. And they're making out. Pulled out of this, yep, surprise. But suddenly, and that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Right when they show up, the magic mouth goes, "God damn it!"
Awesome. Chris, Thaxl, and Tassos, you're like me. What's going on?
What?
What?
We're all just looking at you like, really?
We went through all of this, and you two.
Yeah, we're all just like, huh.
What?
Awesome.
I can't even respond right now. I'm too emotional.
Oh my goodness, that was nerve-wracking. Wow.
For who, Dan?
For everybody.
Hey, at least it would have been, if you had been stuck, it would have been in paradise for you. So,
Well, yeah. We're not going to talk about it.
That was scary. I was pretty worried we were going to lose Thaxl and Tassos.
Dan, can we not have another intense get a character back ritual again, please?
So sorry. I love those.
This is my second one now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You all nailed it.
Does Rhea have anything to stop it if I ended on the counterspell? Like, he would have just blown up the book and they would have just been dead.
Let me check, because I pulled that up to look and didn't have time to check because we moved on, but I don't think she has anything now. She doesn't have anything for that aside from a tackle or something like that, but I hadn't gotten that far in the thought process. Which is interesting. That was just one of those things that I hadn't considered before. And I'm like, right, if that probably would be, I mean, I hadn't foreseen anyone, Aga doing, but it makes total sense. Like, because if I didn't know about what was going on in the book, I would have done that. I would have been like, get rid of all this magic, stop hurting my friends or people,
So you've caused enough problems. Let's get rid of shit.
I was trying not to think of knowing that they got in the book and thinking about, like, she wouldn't have left it. And if it can control their mind, like, she wouldn't have left this. She's here.
You are the real MVP. Like,
For real. Yeah, because I didn't even... I figured, if I dispel magic, they'll just pop out of the demi-plane they're stuck in.
You almost
no. I didn't almost kill you.
And then he saved you.
And then he saved you.
I almost erased you from existence.
Right.
I know, that's really me.
Yeah, the sweet fairy tale of the.
I could
also,
simply
like,
snap my fingers and Thaxl would cease to exist.
Oh.
I call
It was
that
also
mercy.
his, like, knowledge of, like, magic items and stuff like that. Because I figured, like, Eri was just thinking, like, let's not make rash decisions. Like, let's not make rash decisions.
Oh my gosh.
And then knowing Rhea, so I'm glad you did that. Like, because if that was really, if she wasn't even like a little bit, I would have let it go. I would have been like, all right.
If there wasn't something happy ending my week this weekend, I would be, and something happened at Thaxl, would have just ruined everything.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's awesome. That would have been a terrible setup.
So no pressure, Dan, but her whole wedding week, it rode on this,
Right? Yay!
And guys, guess what? This was not scripted.
Nice.
What are you talking about? The writers just hung up with us telling us it was great.
We approve these scripts ourselves right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, well, I'm glad you had your Thaxl and Tassos had their deepest desires fulfilled in there. I like that they overlap so much, and that they're still in existence. Yay! The 24s.
For sure they were like asleep in a demi-plane, and somebody was just showing them that their deepest, darkest desires. Like, and I was like, it's kind of cute that they're stuck in a cursed environment, and Tassos's like deepest, darkest desire is not like anything else. It's I want to meet Thaxl's family that she lost. Like, that was really, really cute. I was like, oh my god.
I'm just gonna sit over here and cry the rest of my day. And make a note. Aga almost wished Thaxl out of existence.
Oh wow,
So
that's how we're gonna phrase
she-
this.
Would Thaxl know that though?
Thaxl is about to get a talking to.
Nice.
He
Oh
won't
yeah.
listen.
To be fair, I almost dispelled you out of existence.
Right.
Well,
I just, the 24 thing absolutely blows my mind. That the first time was enough that you both got so high, it was both 24, and that saved you. And then 2 24s pull you out of this thing at the end. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That was very kismet.
it was amazing. Like, I have a tear, like, right there somewhere. Yep, there it is.
So I played Eri in a very short campaign, like a long time ago. It was just like a mini campaign for just a few sessions.
Okay.
But Eri's been like in my head, and like her story has been with me for a very long time, and this is the first time I've ever put a name or an action to the voice.
Really? Ooh.
Ever. So like I've loved Eri's story. Like Eri's stories made me write and love D&D, like Eri specifically.
Nice.
And so like this is the first time that Eri, like there's now a name and a history behind the voice.
So would you say that Aries is the voice in your head?
Yes.
Nice. That's awesome.
Very much so.
Bringing it all full circle.
Oh yeah, it's very Inception in there.
Wow.
So like the fact that now like
Quick, spin the top.
the fact that there's now like a story and a thing behind this voice is just like mind blowing to me.
Oh, good. Oh, exciting. That's so
Pressure
beautiful. Awesome.
Oh, and yeah, Aga's not going anywhere out of Eri's sight for a while.
I'm so excited. There's this whole new dynamic now too, as well, with Aga and Eri. It's very exciting. I can't wait to see where it all goes.
Yeah, I'm so pumped.
All right, yeah. Like 5 hours from now, I'll be able to sleep.
Thanks.
Like 5 hours from now, I gotta get up and go to work.
Oh no, Rob.
I feel you.
Hey man, that's the way it goes. It's okay.
Yeah.
I had
D&D.
my second test of the semester this morning, and then
Okay.
this tonight. So
Oh, good.
it's a good day. It's a good day because
Excellent.
all the stress is gone and a game. Thank you, Dan. That was
All the stress is
amazing.
gone, and
My
now you
pleasure.
get fantasy stress.
Yeah.
Which I had
Oops.
too much of tonight. I'm good. Good.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, players. Amazing. Tonight was so great seeing all the new things develop and how everyone, again, I just love how everyone plays their character so true to the character. And seeing everything unfold tonight was magnificent. And seeing the bonds, grow and everything. Oh, I love it. And thank you, chat, of course, as always, for hanging out with us and being fun and hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my God. What was it? Somebody said it's when Mephistopheles was like manifesting himself in the beginning of the episode. Somebody said, if his rage does that, imagine what his flatulence would do. And I was like, oh my God.
That was great. That was good. I think Horsey said that one.
Oh, Lord of Hell, man. Don't let him fart on
I'll
you.
clear
You'll
out
die.
this level of hell. Watch it.
Oh, man.
Excuse me. Nice.
Like I said, forever child.
Oh, perpetual grade schooler is my little catchphrase for it. For me, yeah. I'm perpetual grade schooler.
That's so true.
If for anyone doesn't know, we stream our All Evil campaign, Kira's Lament, here every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. If you want to catch our good, but also the Drama Club.
Our soap opera.
Yeah. Campaign, that's every Friday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. That's Stormfall. And then we
My
have a
character
third
is more
campaign.
insane in that one.
Nice. Yeah. Yep, and you can check The Obsidian Scar every Sunday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., run by Vic. And Tasha and I are players in that, and that's more of like an exploratory one, but also 5th edition homebrew. So all in the same world. I look forward to our crossover between Kira's Lament here and Stormfall, our Friday night group. We're looking maybe around the 7th of November, but I've got to go check the date again. Somewhere around there, if not the 7th, maybe the 9th. I've got to look.
There will be prizes and giveaways like fancy shiny dice.
Oh, yep, and they're Sam's too, so they've been given good juju.
Ooh, I can add to that. I
don't know about the good juju, but dice. Beautiful dice from Gatekeeper Games.
don't use this as much, so it should go to a good home.
Aw. Ooh, nice.
So I've got at least this and maybe potentially one other D&D book that could be given in a giveaway because I think it could be used in going to a good home.
That's so sweet.
Out of it.
Thank you, Anna. That's awesome. We'll make that happen then. Woo.
Can players enter the giveaways?
Yes. Probably by Friday I'll have a definitive date. I'm just waiting to hear back from 2 players. And then
Oh, crap, I
thank
think
you.
that's me. I don't think I ever responded to the second poll. I'm sorry, Dan.
No problem. and we'll go from there. I want to give plenty of hype for this. Yeah, I'm trying to get the merch store up and online for that. I'm trying to get a number of things set. Whee! Okay. Anyway, I've kept everyone super late, so have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you again. I so look forward to these D&D nights. It's my fave. So thank you, everybody. Yay! All right. Have a great night. We'll catch you all soon. Bye.
Bye.